What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the final Walker Stalker cruise that I'll be on in 1 month. It happens February 21st through the 25th, 2019, Tampa to Nassau, Bahamas, and that's the final guest list right there as we speak. We could lose a couple people still, especially Chandler Riggs, potentially. We'll talk about why that may happen in a second. But here, guys, we're a PT channel Walking Dead family. And I don't know about you and what other channels do, but I love The Walking Dead, and I love talking about it and discussing it for sure. I'm going on the Walker Stalker cruise, but obviously photo credit, video credit, and info credit to these fine folks right here. And I want to start the video from a message from Norman.
Walker Stalker cruisers, I'm so sorry to share that I have a television filming obligation that's going to prevent me from joining you on the final Walker Stalker cruise. I've really enjoyed sailing and getting to know you all on the cruise for the last couple of years, and thank you for being such amazing fans. I'm signing a headshot of me for all the Walker Stalker guests who have already purchased tickets for the cruise. They're going to be given to you on board. I know that you're going to have an amazing time with my friend and castmate Melissa McBride, who's not going to join you on the cruise. So enjoy, and I'm sorry, and forgive the outfit, it's freezing here. All right, love you. Thank you, bye.
So that was a message from Norman that we got from Walker Stalker. So definitely copyright to Norman Reedus, Walker Stalker, all that stuff. And a lot of people are pissed that Norman's not going to be on the cruise. And I can see why. But I mean, Norman is one of like 13 or 12 or 13 celebrities that were initially going to be on the cruise. And since Norman got off, we have Negan, Carol, Carl, Ezekiel, Tara, the governor, Andrea, Aaron, Jesus, Lori, Jerry, Gabriel, Nicholas, Judith, and Yvette Nicole Brown. So when Norman left, we got Carol, Lori, Judith, and Yvette Nicole Brown. And initially, I was excited because Judith is going to be on the boat. And she doesn't do a lot of conventions, or at least she hasn't in the past. Maybe she will be doing more and more conventions, but I'm going to really take a break from conventions. And I know I get a lot of flack and a lot of support as well, and thank you for the supporters, but it's pretty rude for people to tell me like, yeah, you're the worst YouTube channel. I don't know of any other YouTube channel or any other YouTubers that have gone to the conventions and got the panels and bid on the stuff and shared it with you guys. I enjoy doing it, and that is something that is probably going to go away. I'm going to try and get more and more information and more panels when I can, but I'm excited for the final Walker Stalker cruise and to bring it to you. So hopefully you'll be a member and subscribe to the channel and take the voyage with us and live vicariously through us. For those who cannot be on the boat, I will have as much video as I can. Yvette Nicole Brown's going to be there along with Carol, Judith, and Lori. And I wish Chris Hardwick was going to be on the boat. That'd be pretty cool, but he's not going to be on the boat and it sucks. But we'll see if Yvette Nicole Brown moderates a panel or two. But February 21st through the 25th, 2019, Tampa to Nassau. And I've been on the first 3 cruises, and I have to say, they've gotten worse and worse with each cruise. The first cruise was the best. Hopefully the 4th and final cruise is the best, goes out with a bang. But it started way back January 15th through the 18th, 2016, Miami to Nassau. To me, it was the most entertaining. They gave us so many more free gifts and perks and just wanted us to have a good time. And I shared that with everybody. And I recruited people. I didn't get any referral bonuses or anything, which looking back, I probably should have. But this was the main guest list that was there, along with Greg Nicotero and a couple other people. But we lost some people, we gained some people. And I was glad to meet Denai Guerrera. I met Denai Guerrera on that boat. And I think that was all who we met on that trip. Oh, Norman Reedus at another panel. But it was pretty cool because Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero started off the trip with basically like a midnight panel. They were delayed because of weather, and the panel got pushed back, and it was really fun and entertaining, and it was cool. The picture that they initially had was with Greg Nicotero and Norman Reedus, and later on they did a cast photo where everybody came out, which was a much better idea. But 6th man, Walker Stalker, they worked together and they made it better in some ways, worse in other ways. But I was excited to meet Denai Guerrera. She had a panel. She was a late addition. Sonequa Martin Green, who played Sasha on The Walking Dead, was the person who dropped out, and Denai Guerrera took her place. So people have always been added and dropped and added throughout the whole time of the cruises. Michael Traynor, who played Nicholas on The Walking Dead, and Ross Marquand, who plays Aaron on The Walking Dead, are hilarious. There are 2 people on the boat who have been there since the very beginning, and they're pretty hilarious. I haven't played Dirty Bingo, but I know they say it's pretty funny. One of the best parts of the first cruise was Beth, Emily Kinney, singing. she gave basically a small concert. She sang for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, I can't remember, and she was pretty good. She interacted with people, and there was a meet and greet and stuff if you did it beforehand, but we got some video, and it was a lot of fun. You can see a lot of the videos that we posted on the channel that are highlighted with Walker Stalker Con as the name, but the Walker Stalker Cruise probably is the name, but Beth did a great job. Here's the photo that we all got from that initial cruise, and you can see it's just Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero, and that panel was great. They gave us little tidbits and information. Norman Reedus actually had to leave because he was filming Ride with Norman Reedus. So they learned from things from the first cruise to the second cruise. The second cruise was still out of Miami. It went to Stirrup Cay on the Norwegian Pearl. They've always been on the Norwegian Pearl because that boat is set up for panels and concerts and music, and it's actually used for other cruises as well, like the Kiss cruise and everything else. But 2017 had a great guest list. They basically expanded the roster by a lot, but you can see some previous guests there as well, and we have a lot of those panels on the channel. Some of the panels were outside. It was windy, it was tough, but as you can see, Norman Reedus was back. We had Negan, Carl, Greg Nicotero, Tara, Jesus, Nicholas, Enid, Rosita, Abraham, and then Robert Kirkman also got added too. So the entertainment has always been the same pretty much with Save the Band and DJ Soulman, and you can see a lot of fun with the cast and the fans of The Walking Dead. It was great. The panels were good. The information was good. That was actually Super Bowl Sunday that we were there. It was just nuts. It was a great time overall. Ross Marquand posting these funny pictures. Some of these paintings and photos in some of the halls and rooms are just crazy. And we got to meet a lot of different fans of The Walking Dead, and it was very memorable. Every cruise has been memorable for different reasons, but it was a little different from the first cruise to the second cruise. And last year, the third cruise was out of New Orleans in January, and it was cold. It was not the best port to leave out of. It was rocky seas. I've never gotten seasick on a boat like I did last year. It was just rough. And I've been on a bunch of cruises. Oh, and I have to have a correction. Robert Kirkman was actually on the boat last year, so it wasn't the previous one in 2017. Getting a little mixed up here. But you see a lot of different people. Maggie did not make it. She dropped out, and you could see Robert Kirkman, Daryl, Negan, Tara, T-Dog, Aaron, Greg Nicotero, and Maggie had to drop out. That was the initial list. And then the final cruise list, I believe, was this: Daryl, Negan, Greg Nicotero, Tara, Jesus, Aaron, Ezekiel, Dwight, Jadis, Nicholas, guy from Face Off, T-Dog, and Robert Kirkman at the top. And then you can see some different music and entertainment. And again, like always, it's been on the Norwegian Pearl. And I would have liked to have gone on a different boat, but I understand why they have it on the boat for the same time. And it's interesting because it was one of those things that the boat is kind of like home because we know it inside and out. Also, not on that list was John Bernthal. He got added late, very late, especially when Maggie dropped out. But John Bernthal was probably the best part of that cruise. The rough seas sucked. The panels are hilarious because John Bernthal did not like being on the boat when it was rocking. And when I say it was rocking and rolling, watch the video and the panels and you can see I'm trying to maintain a still, steady shot, and it was tough. But the panel was great. John Bernthal was great. We've seen him on the boat. We met him on the boat. We also seen him and met him at the airport when we were going home. We met Alana Masterson and John Bernthal, who were on the same flight going back home to LA. And it was just a great time for that. The cruise was so rough seas, and it was cold, and it was windy, and it just kind of hurt the vacation. But we still had a great time. We always had a good time. This is the cast at the belly flop contest. You can see Jadis, Dwight, Jesus, Tara, and a couple other moderators and panels. I'm not sure if anyone else is there, but it was a lot of fun. I love seeing the belly flop contest as they dye the small pool red, and it's just a lot of fun. Everyone has a good time, and it's just a fun thing that I don't normally see. And that was last year's cruise. The final cruise is going out of Tampa, just to the Bahamas. So New Orleans was kind of the wrong port to go to in January because it was cold. It was bitterly cold and windy and rough seas. But there's the cast right there. A lot more cast, and it was cool. Robert Kirkman trolled the audience big time, especially with the Carl stuff. And it was just like, oh man, what to believe, what not to believe. But that's what Robert Kirkman does, I guess. But I'm excited for the final Walker Stalker cruise. That is the guest list right there. Chandler Riggs is still on the guest list, but I believe he just got a role on a TV show. So hopefully he can still go on the cruise and the cruise does not interfere with filming of that TV show. I don't know what the TV show is, but if you follow him on Twitter, he said something about it. So hopefully he stays on there. I know a lot of people want to talk to him and meet him, and hopefully we get some good panels. And again, guys, like, share, subscribe. Join our PT channel, Walking Dead family. And if you love The Walking Dead and just being entertained, this is the channel for you. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about staying positive, true to yourself, making memories, and as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love